Alright, Butcher here with KillerReviews.com and the Killer Reviews podcast. Got another review for you today. Talking about Burial Ground, a recent release from Shriek Show. This is available now at the Killer Reviews store at KillerReviews.com. Burial Ground, Nights of Terror. So, Burial Ground is a film I had seen in video stores, on, sites like Amazon, looking at via, DVD sales and just browsing stores. I've always seen this cover box, and I just love it. I think that's just a really cool looking zombie. And for years, whenever I'd see this thing, I would be thinking, oh, I wonder what that movie's like, And lo and behold, the mailman brings this little bad boy to me a couple weeks ago, and I didn't know what was coming. And it's not very often that I get a movie sent to me where I'm generally surprised. Usually I know they're coming, or know they're coming ahead of time. This one popped in the mail. I had no idea I was getting it. So let me tell you what Burial Ground's about, okay? So there's this old guy, in the very opening, the first few minutes of the movie, there's this old guy reading out of this book, a big, thick, old-looking book, and shortly after that, he ventures down underground where it seems like he's been digging for a very long time, and I think the combination of him digging down in this sacred ground, he's literally underground, like with a chisel digging, and there's torches everywhere. And the combination of him digging there and reading some kind of incantation out of this book, he unearths these zombies. And I think that guy gets killed off rather quickly. And then, maybe a few minutes later, 5 minutes of the movie, whatever, we meet a group of people, about maybe 8 people, and they're just kind of hanging out, having sex, smoking weed, shooting the shit, just hanging out in this field or whatnot, and then the zombies come up from the ground, and these guys the whole group has to, they made this, some action goes on there, and then they end up in a local, like in a building. It's either the one they're staying at or the one next door. A structure. It's like a big house, old house, but it's like a castle almost. It's not a regular house, but half the movie takes place on this piece of land, and the zombies are trying to get in. They're trying to not let the zombies in. It's almost like Night of the Living Dead when they're all in the house for most of the movie, but then eventually they get out of the house and action, hijinks ensue. But this is a really quirky movie. It's really cool because it's older, and this is maybe like 80, 81. I would say it might be 81. But it's like one of these movies that just like the camera's just put there, and you just see stuff play out. There's not a whole lot of cuts, and the music is really weird. It's I'm really not going to do an impression of the music. I can hear it in my head, but it's not your traditional piano or something. It's all sound effects. All right, I'll try. The zombie comes off the ground and it goes like. That's actually pretty close. I think it's pretty close to what it was. It's interesting. It's visually it's a very interesting movie. But what's really cool about it is the zombies. These are, and I feel very comfortable saying this, these are by far my favorite zombies I've seen in movies. And, a lot of older zombie movies, Dawn of the Dead, it's just like, Bob from the local diner with green paint, green makeup, and he's going, and it just doesn't feel real at all. These zombies are creepy as fuck. They are creepy, and there's this one guy. He's not in the back of the thing, but each zombie has their own makeup and their own personality. It's weird. It's you know, the camera stayed on their face too for quite a good amount of time, so you get to recognize different zombies, and they all look a little different. Like one's jaw is open or one's tongue's hanging out. But it was really cool because you look at the zombies and you don't see any kind of human look to them whatsoever. They look like they're walking corpses that have been rotting for 300 years, you know. That's my favorite part of the movie, watching these zombies. And it's cool because they feel really evil, you know. And there's certain scenes in the movie why I think that, but I don't want to give them away. But get my little cheat sheet here. It felt realistic, you know. It was never so bad it was good, you know. I felt like it was just a good movie, and it kept my attention. And I was never like laughing at it. The effects were good. Like I was never sitting there laughing at it because it was a bad effect or whatnot, a bad special effect. Really good ending. Most movies don't end like this. Sorry, I just recorded like 8 reviews today. But most movies don't end like this, and I was wondering, like, how are you going to end this? How are you going to end this? Because it builds and builds and builds, and it was cool. I wish more movies had the balls to do something like that. And it has little moments like the mom and the son. You know, the son. I'm not going to get into it, but a little incest going on there, and it's weird. You know, that's the combination of the weird music and the way it was shot, and the little incest things and the gore, and it was very unique movie. I really liked it. And not really anything bad to say about it, except sometimes the music gets a little bit too much. You know, it might be like the zombie walking across the yard and it just goes for what feels like 3 minutes of just doing that, and it's like, ugh, like it's really annoying, that sound. But there are some negatives, and that would be the special features. There's no, this is the biggest problem. There's no English subtitles to this. It's dubbed. So when you watch the movie, you have to watch the English dubbed. And I'd rather not do that. You know, the movie to me is more believable when, you know, because you're watching the mouths, and obviously they're saying stuff, but you know, they're talking. It's like an old kung fu movie. Like, you know, you see my lips, but they're not matching what you're saying. But the good news is that there's only sorry, I'm trying to watch my time for YouTube here. The dialogue kind of goes out the window a half hour in, you know. So I mean, you know, I got used to it too. But you know, there's not a whole lot of dialogue. So a lot of times, you know, you're just watching people run or fight, or the zombie is attacking, and you know, it's not like watching a drama with the annoying mouse. It does have a really good interview on here with the producer and one of the actresses in the movie. But the producer's awesome. He's very candid about the movie. It's like a probably 20-minute interview, maybe like a 15-minute interview. But other than that, that's it. I wish there was a commentary track. I mean, you can tell, you know, I mean, it's a cheaper Blu-ray. You know, you might find this for $15. I think I have this at the store for maybe $16.50 or $17. You know, it's not going to be a $25 Blu-ray. So, you know, it doesn't have a lot of special features, but you're not paying a whole lot either for it. But I'll give it a thumbs up. And it's really cool to have in your collection. Look at that cover. You can have that in your collection. I mean, I love having that in my collection. But Burial Ground, Shriek Show, available now on Blu-ray. Butcher's thumbs up. KillerReviews.com.